Like, I'm ready.
You're ready.
Let me turn my phone on to mute.
How lovely is that?
Good.
Okay.
I like your setting.
Thank you.
Very Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Okay, can I start now, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Petrol Llama. This is Stephanie, and this week I have Nick Cohen with me. Nick is not only a really, really close mentor of mine, he's a good friend, and he used to be my boss. God, you saint.
She was a very difficult worker.
We have lots of questions from Instagram later about that. So, get ready. Nicholas, how are you? Are you painting in the background? Why is there multiple colors on your wall?
No, I'm in a room where one of my kids is deciding what color to paint the wall, and it's obvious that the green is better, but
yeah,
this was done like I think 6 months ago, and the room's still not painted. So I'm not holding a lot of hope.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is just a piece of art,
Maybe. I think it's nice. It feels like interesting.
I do prefer the green. The other one's not far enough of the departure from what it already is.
Yeah, it's boring. Those kind of creamy colors they're like a bad choice. They're not. You got to be bolder in life.
You do have to be a bolder in life. Oh, my cat's joining us. This is Fat Boy.
Nice.
Yeah. Nick, so you were my boss. Why did you hire me?
Honestly, you were probably the only person that responded to the ad. No, that's not true. No, you were recommended as someone who had a pulse and who was very bright. And, when you walked in, you just, you had that kind of, this person needs to be hired immediately sign above your head. So, but there is some truth. I think that when you interview people, you kind of instantly know who's going to be a good fit or not.
Yeah, and the fit was so important there because there was only 3 of us working there, and I was the 3rd person.
Yeah, and we had to factor in that we needed somebody who would be flexible when it came to political correctness, that would cut a wide berth. So you were like a perfect fit.
Yeah, I definitely
if we slipped up, we wouldn't get reported to HR.
Because there was no HR.
There was no HR. We were HR, but we wouldn't, there wouldn't be lawsuits or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fair. You told me, I remember when I started, I was just I'm one of those people who walks into a room and kind of needs to get a lay of the land before I truly show my colors, if you will. And I remember I said something one day and you were like, when did you get brave?
Wow.
What was I like when I first started?
I think that when you walked in, we knew immediately you were a fucking liar. We knew you were full of shit, but somehow you had the confidence to go with it. And I think actually that's the key qualification to work in an ad agency is, you have to kind of have a lot of confidence and sort of, semi-believe in what you're saying, even if you know that it's completely made up.
Wait, what part did I lie about?
Your experience. your skills, pretty much everything.
Not true.
Hey, that's just my memory of the whole thing.
That's
amazing. My memory is like on the wobble anyway. So
yeah, you're old, remember?
Oh my God, the cat's turned into a dog.
Yes, I have a zoo over here. Bridget, did you hear Nikki's voice? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Nick, for the people who don't know you, you are responsible for a very, very famous ad campaign. It is, oh my God, you're rolling your eyes. Why are you rolling your eyes? Oh, here's why, because Nick never takes credit for anything he actually does. So you were the creative director on the Dos Equis campaign, The Most Interesting Man in the World. And there's hardly a man or woman in the United States who has not seen one of those spots.
All right, for the record, this is true, but I had nothing to do with writing it. All I did, trust me, all I did was when it was presented to me, I was like, that's great. We should immediately do that. So basically, yeah, that was my role in it.
So when you saw it for the first time, was it one of those ideas that you like, this is going to be big, or you had no idea how big it would be?
Well, I think there was a couple of different ideas. That was one of the ideas, and then there was another idea that was pretty cool. So, you know, when you're in that situation where you're like, oh shit, we have a meeting like tomorrow or in the next couple of days, and we have nothing. And then people walk in with something that's like, has got a pulse and is like, oh, wow, look, we've got an idea. You're just so relieved that you have, like, we have a meeting. Yes. Not going to be complete humiliation, that you're not thinking in terms of, oh, this is like amazing or anything like that. You're just thinking, hey, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, it was definitely, the guys who did it are fantastic writers and thinkers, and they're super funny. And yeah, pretty much everything they did is hilarious. So we're in good shape.
Dang, I just still, it's so impressive to me. First of all, that you don't start every conversation with that you were the creative director of that.
Yeah, because it's bullshit.
Yeah, but most creative directors would take full appreciation for that.
No, I take a tiny bit of appreciation for that out of desperation.
You have like a little jar on the side of your desk and you can pull out a little piece of it once a month, or how does it work?
I don't know. Look, when you're a creative director, your job is to like recognize good things when you see them, and or create an environment where people, are empowered to do good things. So that's your job. And then you just hope that people come up with really great ideas. But the ideas do not come from you. They come from the people who work for you.
Yeah, so, that's fair. Did you get a bonus that year?
No, I got fired.
What? You got fired that
year? Yeah, I think because I was a troublemaker.
Okay, tell me more. I love trouble. What'd you do?
I don't think the CEO of the company liked me very much. I think I don't know.
But what did you do? I'm going to be your therapist right now and say that you can't be in control of others. So what could you have done differently in this situation, Nick?
Not complained. No, I remember I was like, I wish my job was slightly different. I wish what I would love to do is like XYZ. And I think I went to management and stated that. And they were like, you know what? I think we need to find someone else. I think I actually shot myself in the foot.
You don't say.
Like this interview, like this podcast.
Okay, well, clearly you're really, really good at recognizing good ideas. How do you evaluate creative work?
Well, either it's inside you. If you're kind of like, ooh, that's cool, I'd totally be interested in that, then it's probably a good idea. And if it's something that you're kind of half asleep listening to the thing, then it's probably not a good idea. Honestly, it's not that complicated. It's like if you go to a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
And you're bored out of your brain, right? Then, the comedian's probably not that good that night.
That's fair. Thank you for
I don't know why I
clarifying
use that analogy.
Oh,
why did I use that analogy?
I have no idea.
I think I just spat. I think I just spat.
Nick, I have one rule, and it's do not spit.
No spitting. Anyway.
Wait, but you taught me 3 specific rules when I'm looking at creative.
Yeah.
Can you share those?
Yes. Yeah, you should. Will anyone give a shit?
Mm-hmm. Who cares?
Yeah, that's who cares. Would anyone who cares? What else? Says who? Says who? Because advertising people make shit up all the time. And if people are like, you know what, you're already a liar because you're an advertiser. So you have to give me a really good reason to believe that. And then the last rule is, I bet you think you're really clever, don't you? Which is sort of like, if you get through the first 2, almost certainly you think you're really clever. So it's basically, it's like the most, it's looking at something in the most cynical, bitter, angry, depressed way you can. And
does that come naturally to you, or?
Yeah, you just have to bring a shitty mood to the table. And then if the work still makes you go, I don't know, but I like it, then it's probably really good.
Okay.
So it's like, I think it's a good test.
Are you impressed that I remembered them?
Yeah, that's really impressive. It's good.
I'm so clever. Okay. I have always been so enamored with you and Shaz. Do you want to tell everyone who Shaz is?
Sharon, my wife. That's my love. My one and only.
How did you know she was your one and only?
Because there was this enormous beacon of light emanating from her head when I met her.
Like an actual light?
I was blinded. No, that kind of was. Honestly, yeah, it was like, I do think people have a sort of energy thing around them.
Yeah.
That they bring into a room. So when I met her, I was definitely like, wow, what's this person got going on? It was lovely.
I want some of that.
Well, you're going to have to change your ways, Stephanie. Otherwise, you're just going to have a dog and a cat.
What do I need to change?
Well, I don't know. No, you're good. You'll find someone good. I think having high standards is good. You don't have to settle. Don't settle.
We've seen what happens when I lower my standards.
Just in case anyone doesn't know, Stephanie, I think when I first knew her, she had a boyfriend, fiance, right?
No, we had just picked out an engagement ring. He never proposed.
Anyway, Yeah, she was with a
Thanks for bringing it up.
military man. I guess you could always cut this out of the video if you know we'll like it, if we're intruding on personal space.
No, it's
but
fine.
Yeah, I think Steph always had this thing, I'm not worthy. And I think you've shaken it off. It's good.
Oh yeah. I had to shake really hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think no, you have a good quality because you give people the benefit of the doubt. So it's like your best quality, but it can sometimes trip you up.
Yeah. Like
you think people will change.
Yeah, like someone will lie and I'll be like, oh, he's such a great negotiator. We're going to need that when we buy a house later.
Yeah, you rationalize anything. But I think everyone does that a bit because you want it to work because you love someone.
Yeah, it's true. My therapist told me that it's not a masochism kind of thing. It's more that I just have a lot of hope.
Yeah, and I think that's that will serve you well in your life as well as tripping you up.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those
portion?
What?
We're in the serious portion.
With you, it's hard to get to a serious. That's not true. You get serious with me all the time, have heart-to-hearts, and tell me things that I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Speaking of love,
yes,
you lived in the Love Shack from the Love Shack music video. Can we talk about how did you get it?
Well, this is actually true. For like a whole summer.
Wait, was the rest of this episode not true?
No, it's all true. I would never lie. I don't think. Well, maybe a little, but no. So there was a summer where we lived in. So we had these friends who lived in upstate New York in Poughkeepsie, and they were these two ceramics artists, potters, gay potters. Not that that's got anything to do with it.
Potheads, if you will.
Potheads, yeah. And they were from Athens, Georgia, and they were all friends with the B-52s. So on their little property in Poughkeepsie and out in the woods, they had this kind of shack that they had tricked out, and it was amazing. It was like their pottery studio, and every surface was painted wild colors, and it was crazy. And I think the B-52s used that as the location for their Love Shack video, and so it got quite famous. Anyway, we were friends with them, and one summer, and they were going to tear it down because they were like, oh, fucking Love Shack thing, right? And we were like, can we stay in it? And they were like, yeah, you can stay in it. We're going to rip it down at the end of the summer, but you can stay in it. So they invited us to stay in it. So we did. It was like freezing cold. It had no facilities. Seriously, it was like challenging, but
I love.
It was fun. It had a really good vibe.
I remember you showing me a bunch of photos from when you guys lived there. And I think my favorite photo of your son Wyatt was taken there.
Yeah.
The
sweetie. Back in his innocent days. There were like 3 of them.
Did Wyatt formally come out to you guys, or were you all just under the
maybe that's where he caught the gay from the Love Shack. I think that could be it. Maybe. It was like a virus thing and he caught it.
It's a choice. So
what was your question?
Did Wyatt like have a formal like sit down with you and Shaz and was like, hey, so I'm gay? Or was everyone just kind of like under the understanding?
Well, it's one of those things that, no, well, I think when he was like 12 or 13, he kind of fezzed up that he had a boyfriend, that he was in love with a boy at school. And I think he always had loads of girlfriends, like, or girls loved being around him. And they would all, he would get sent provocative pictures from like these girls. Yeah, I know, it was crazy. And he was never that interested. Yeah, at like 13 or something, or 14.
Oh,
he was young.
He's young and they have phones.
But yeah, so I think he came out around like middle school, that kind of time. But it's like, if you think back to like, his childhood, it was pretty obvious, because he would, the sort of things that he loved. And actually, I have a good story.
Tell me.
Good story. Yeah, I was driving our car, and he was in the back, and he was probably like 3, and he would be like, play the sad song. And I'd be like, what sad song? And he'd be like, play the sad song. And he'd burst into tears, like, the sad song. And I'd be like, what, this song? And he'd be like, no, the sad song. And it was, I think it was all around the time that Lady Diana, Princess Diana, died. And there was this compilation album that had, like lots of songs that were sort of for her.
Was it Candle in the Wind?
No, I think it was like Evergreen by Barbara Streisand. So I'd be like, what one? And it's a sad song. And eventually I would find it, and then he'd be happy. So that was a clue. That was an early clue.
It was a pink flag.
It was a pink flag, yeah.
Not a red one, but a pink one.
Yeah.
Wyatt is one of my favorite people. When he would come to the office, we got along immediately. And mainly around just making fun of you was our favorite pastime.
So you don't like my other kid?
Shut up. You know I love him. I just know he's scared of me.
Well, I think lots of people are scared of you.
I wish more were. I'm not doing enough. But one of our favorite things to do was to make fun of you during your teeth surgery days.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay about this. I've made peace with it.
Yeah. Wyatt and I would send each other videos of catching you without your teeth in.
So I have British teeth, just for your audience, your vast audience. Hey, all 3 of you. No, but just for your audience. So I'm British, and British dentistry is never that well known. So I had terrible teeth, and they were like just falling apart and falling out. So I decided, all right, I'm going to get, new. I'm going to replace them. So when you do that, you kind of go through this process where they have to kind of pull out some of most of your teeth, and then they, to make little, and they put posts in and stuff like that. So when Stephanie was working for me, I was in the beginning of that process. And so I would have to wear these like temporary denture thing, while they're making it all, mid-process. But I could never eat. It was impossible to eat lunch or anything because they, So one day, I think I was like I think Stephanie was like, just fucking take him out. And I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. But I did. I took him out and then I ate. And I was like, you know what? This is so much better and I'm enjoying my sandwich.
Yeah.
So
otherwise it was
I
just
think you have some footage, right?
I do. If
You're
you're
gonna put this in, are you?
hearing it.
Oh, you can. I don't care. I'm ready. I'm ready. It is funny.
It is funny. It's how I'll promote the show.
Oh my God. Anyway, I got lovely new teeth and I feel better. I mean, I think British people, when we need teeth, we're so much better with teeth. Bowie, he had terrible fucking teeth.
I don't think that only British people need teeth.
You think everyone?
Yeah. Call me crazy.
I know.
I will say the best part about working just the three of us is like any friends we had or family or whatever would come by and just hang out. And my favorite person was Graham.
Yes, Graham. My cousin.
Mainly because he told the funniest story, real story that I have ever heard in my entire life, and I repeat constantly.
That is an incredible. Why didn't you tell the story?
So, Graham.
You don't have to give any surnames.
Okay, and just correct me if I have any of it wrong, but Graham lived with you guys at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaz was downstairs putting some dishes away.
Mm-hmm. Upstairs.
Okay, it's not important. And she had a wireless speaker next to her. And Graham was in his room and he decided that he was going to watch a little pornography. And so
as one does.
Do you remember what the genre was that he told us?
I think it was Asian.
But it was also like 8 on 1 or something like that.
I don't know the details. I wasn't there.
So Graham pulls it up on his phone and he's watching it and he's like, I'd like a little more volume. He hits the volume up button and it's still, he's like, shit, I can't really hear it. So he hits it up. Meanwhile, it's connected to the Bluetooth speaker where Shaz is. And she's just hearing moaning, but doesn't know where it's coming from. And like the best part is he just so casually brought it up.
I know. I know. That's got to be like your worst nightmare thing to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? He owned it. And good for him.
He did. That was the best part. It was, I think I felt more embarrassment hearing the story than he did telling it.
Yeah. It's harmless fun, right?
He wasn't hurting anyone. I don't think. I wish I could hear Shaz tell the story of how long it took her to realize what was happening.
I know. She was confused. She didn't know, like, what is this? All this giggling and moaning.
What is where's all this high-pitched giggling coming from?
Incredible.
Okay, Nikki. This is the part of the show where I ask you questions from my Instagram followers.
Okay, cool.
You ready?
Yeah.
What was my biggest fuck up working for you?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't think there was any fuck up. I think, yeah, we were disappointed when you left.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you blamed me for not
Yeah,
winning.
you put your career first.
My career, my finances.
Yeah, that was like ridiculous. No, I think, no, you did great. You were great.
I wanted something really juicy there, but okay. Am I a better comic or employee?
Well, I would say you're better. I think that you love doing comedy. And I think you're very committed to doing comedy. So you're probably more inclined to be patient and to stick it out. Because I think that as an employee, you're a little fucking flighty. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, one bad day and you fucking looking for another job.
Okay, first of all, I had been looking for a job for a while. And second of all, it wasn't one bad day. It was just like, I knew I wasn't getting paid what I could be getting paid. And it was
as opposed to comedy.
That's why I'm going to stick with it. I know I'll never make anything.
Yeah. Anyway, no, honestly, I think that you should be doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
In your heart of hearts, because then you'll be like completely committed to it.
Yeah, you'll never work a day in your life.
Never.
That's not true, by the way. I hate that saying. Anyways, did you ever feel imposter syndrome while being my boss? I did not clearly write this question.
Did I ever feel imposter syndrome? Oh, like having someone as incredible as you working for me? Like, how did I deserve that?
Yeah.
I would say unequivocally no. It was more what's happened to my life.
Stop it. You were lucky to have me. Would you hire me again?
Yeah, totally. Definitely.
Okay, then. What's the most...
I just wouldn't hold my expectations of you sticking around too long.
I honestly left jobs so frequently that I started to call it freelance and then just did that. Yes, my gig was freelance, so it's not like there was a formal commitment.
Really? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, Nick, I love you. What's the most annoying thing about working with me?
The most annoying thing about working with you is, oh God, I'm being a really good interviewer, aren't I? I think that you're outwardly very confident, but I think you're inwardly very insecure.
Very true.
And when the two meet, it's not a pretty sight.
Can you think of anything specific that makes you say that?
Well, no, I think that you have a persona, right? That is, I can do anything. I can take on anything. And I think that most people are going to be like, wow, fucking awesome. This person can do anything and can take on anything, right? So then, actually, what am I saying? This isn't fair. This is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, no, cancel that. All right. Edit point. Edit point.
Okay, I'll edit it out.
Yeah, edit that bit out. All right, ask me another question.
Gosh, what else do I have for you? I was gonna ask you something and now I forgot it.
How come you asked other people if they ever shit themselves and you haven't asked me that?
That's gonna happen. Okay, edit point. Okay, now Nikki is the part where I ask you the questions I ask all my guests. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Have you listened to the podcast, by the way?
No. I've listened. No. I listened to bits of it, but I didn't want to, like, I wanted to sort of do it in a more surprising, like, I just wanted to sort of not know the kind of question.
Oh, got it.
But you have used that question in how you promote it.
Yeah. Okay, well, are you going to listen to it after you do this?
Yes.
Great, because you're my mentor.
So needy.
Sorry. Okay, Nick, when's the last time you've shit your pants?
All right. I wish I could own up to saying I shit my pants. I don't think I have. I think I've had leakage situations.
Okay, talk me through a leakage situation. Where were you? What happened?
Well, a leakage situation is where you kind of sort of, you're like, wow, it feels a little squishy. You know, I don't know. It's
like after a fart?
It could be, yeah. It could be like a fart that wasn't. You know, where you're like, oh shit. It could be that. But I think that in that situation, I've taken myself out of humanity. And I've dealt with it, and I've taken, you know, I've managed the situation. So it's never, you know, I'd say I'm quick to react and to deal. So I've never gone into a full, you know, where you're like, you're pretending it didn't happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Do you know there's an agency where everyone has a buddy? It's called the buddy system. Pretty creative. And you know your buddy's pant size. In case any accidents happen, you can quickly run downstairs and buy them a pair of pants.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco. A lot of my friends work there.
I love that.
I do too. That would give me so much peace of mind. Not that I'm constantly shitting my pants, but.
No, but I like the spirit of that. I think that everyone should have a buddy.
Yeah, I think so. And it's just like a no questions asked. They just text the other person buddy system.
And it's all to do with in case you have an accident.
Of any kind. And you're not allowed to ask any questions. You just go immediately downstairs, you buy the pants, and they tell you where to drop them off.
Yeah.
I'm assuming outside the restroom.
I've peed myself a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, because I think that peeing is like, you know, like sometimes you get the giggles and then you pee yourself.
Have you been pregnant? What is and what's a lot?
I think when I was young, all the time.
Okay, but like as an adult?
Yeah, you know, like laughing, having hysterics laughing, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm peeing myself. And then you're like, oh no, there's like a big fucking pee stain on my trousers. And like, I have to manage. This is bad.
When is the last situation this happened?
Probably in the last 5 years.
Do you know and you just don't want to say?
Well, I can't think of the specific. I remember having to go into like finding a bathroom and then having to like use the dryer, the hand dryer. You know, like it's one of those emergency situation type things.
Yeah.
I also remember as a kid peeing myself and like at school, and it would like go down your leg and it would sting. It was horrible.
It would sting?
Yeah, the urine. It was so, I guess it's acidic or something. It would sting.
Like if you had a cut, or it would just sting your skin?
It was just stingy on your skin. It
Oh
was
my
like,
God, I think you have scorpion piss.
really?
What
It's
is?
possible. What
I'm
is
literally,
scorpioness?
I don't know. I just made it up, but
Yeah.
poisonous piss.
No, I have bad, very, very bad memories of that kind of thing.
I'm still confused by the stinging, but I'm going to look into that and follow up. Uh, have you told your doctor about your stinging pee?
It's funny you say that. No, I have not.
Okay. Why is it funny I
I
say
get
that?
very shy around doctors.
Yeah, I just feel the need to lie to them.
I remember at school, there was like something where they had to like cup your balls.
Yeah, that's not at school though. I think you should have told someone that was happening.
No, they would. It was like some kind of, you know, where you have to open your mouth and they're checking your throat and then they cup your balls and you have to cough. It's like some kind of a test thing.
Yeah, they have that here too.
Yeah, and I always remember
what it's called. What is it?
like
A physical.
terrified.
It's called a physical.
Yeah, that was really traumatizing for me. So
Did
then,
you know the first time that you went in that was the procedure?
no, I did not. I did not, which is probably a good thing. No, it's like scary.
How did you react? Like, did you think he was trying to pull something sly?
Well, it seemed a little invasive.
You don't.
It seemed a little invasive, but no, I was like, you just want to get your underwear up.
Okay, so when I went in for my first physical, I just have an older brother and I heard about the ball cupping thing. And I was like, what are they going to put inside me? Turns out nothing. But I remember being like so anxious because no one told me what to expect. But I remember my brother having just so you know, this is what they do.
Wow. Did he take delight in telling you that? Was he trying to scare you?
Probably. Yeah. I shared on another episode that he told me that the stop signs around it were optional.
Really?
When I was learning how to drive. Yeah. He's a real gem, that Joe. What are 3 things you're grateful for right now?
I'm grateful that no one in my family got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like, thank God, because my mom's like 90. She's super old. So
I remember I met her.
Yeah. So that's a real worry because it seems like when older people get it, it can all go south really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So I would say that. I would say it's nice to be working for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
For
those of you who don't know, Nick and I work together again, but now we're on the client side.
Yeah. So it's good to be working and involved in things like that.
Yeah.
And no, I'm just grateful that I'm like healthy and happy. And, those are all pretty vanilla kind of answers, but
they are.
There's a sincere side to me.
True.
It's not all bitterness and inappropriateness.
Oh, too bad. What's one good thing that came out of 2020? Everyone talks about how shit of a year it was, but what's one good thing that came out of it for you?
Well, the highlight of the year was the day that Donald Trump got COVID. I was so happy.
What specifically about it made you happy?
Just the thought that in 10 days he might be dead. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But
it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work out. No, that was like, I remember that was like, oh, wow, this is so brilliant. That was probably the highlight, which is a terrible, terrible thing. You should never wish ill on anyone, obviously, you know.
Yeah, but should, what the hell does that even mean? I should do a lot of things, but
yeah,
it's not happening.
What else?
What is the best advice you've ever been given?
Okay, the best advice I've ever been given would be to count to 10.
Tell me more.
Well, I think that I'm a very emotional person. And so I tend to kind of, I don't know, sometimes I react to things too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give myself time to just kind of think it through. You know, stuff just comes out.
Yeah.
And I think that if you count 10, you buy yourself the time to reflect for a little moment and calm you, you know, and just sort of like gather your breathing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a zillion situations where, you know, you're just fucking angry, or you're just pissed off, or you just say something inappropriate, or you react in the wrong way. And I think so just counting to 10, I think it just buys you so much leeway.
Yeah.
To kind of be like, you know, basically rush through a quick checklist of, is this going to be good for the world? What you're about to say? Is anyone going to get harmed? Are you being over emotional?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really as bad as you think? Are you going to hurt someone's feelings? I don't know, just stuff like that. And then, so then you feel better about yourself, and and it's like the cloud passes. I think that's a good bit of advice.
I guess my only follow-up question is 10 seconds enough?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do more than 10.
Because then people think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, they'll think that you're a little spectrumy. Okay. See, that was a good one where I should have counted to 10 before I said that. It was a good example of, you know.
You know, you gave me some of the best advice I've been given.
Really?
Yeah. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe
it wasn't that good.
You wouldn't have given it to me, but I remember when I was in a relationship and we were arguing and we were in this big fight and you could tell I was upset, and you said that we should make it a competition between the two of us of surprising each other with nice things, and not like buying nice things, but like doing nice things for one another. And for me personally, you were like, that should be your goal, not like getting back, not like trying to right all the wrongs. But if you guys are both so upset right now, even though you don't want to, do something out of the ordinary that's nice.
Well,
but now that I'm thinking back to the relationship, wish you would have shut your fucking mouth.
fucking dumped him.
No,
I do think I think that relationships are usually built on, they need positive things happening to survive. So it's like, I don't know, when you're arguing, it's like, I don't know, you're probably both right. No?
Yeah.
It's just a sign that, like, you need to nurture, you need to get back to the garden. It's true. Actually, a therapist once said that like relationships are like, they're like plants, they need watering, which is a little cliche, but it's sort of true. It's like, so saying to someone like, you know, you're really special, or you look great, or I love when you do this, or saying positive things, those are the things that they just mean so much. And all of a sudden the atmosphere can change. So it's like, if you're in a huge, where all you do is just fight and pick each other apart, it's too easy, because everyone's fucking annoying. You know,
they are, except for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, God, I mean, on this podcast, we sort of see your better qualities and your nice side, but I can only imagine the bitch side to you. It must be the fucking worst.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm trying to be better at this, but I used to go into arguments specifically with partners, like wanting to win.
Yeah.
Versus wanting to find a solution that works for both of us. Like, I needed someone to say, I'm 100% wrong, you're 100% right. And
so really, you just wanted a hug.
Yeah, that's fair. I wanted to be told that, like, I mattered.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you and Chaz been married?
We've been married, wow, like 35 years.
Oh my God, you've been married for longer than I've been alive. How do you make, not to make old joke, how do you make it work? Secret.
Well, how do we make it work? I would say accepting that you don't. Oh, look.
Who is it?
It's my wife, Sharon.
Yes. Oh, she ran away.
Look.
Nick is showing us his 2 big ass dogs, of which he has 5 dogs total.
4.
Oh, wow. Well,
so no, the answer, I've forgotten what I was saying. No, I think you have to accept that neither of you are going to change a whole lot. I think that's the trick, because I think a lot of couples, they're like, they try and change each other, or they're like, okay, I like these bits, but this bit we're going to have to fix, right? And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're not going to, all the things that you like are not going to change, and all the things you hate are not going to change. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a good thing because, like, isn't that great? All the things you like are not going to change. So you're going to get those forever. And then, but you have to just accept people that, they're fucked up. So that's who they are, and you have to love it.
Yeah.
You have to laugh at it.
I also think it's a good thing, because it means, like, you know what you're signing up for. The only one who can confuse you about that is you.
Yeah, exactly. And now they might mature, or they might, mellow a little bit, but it's more likely that you will just kind of accept them for all of the things that they are, and then, and then everything dissipates. You just lower your expectations. And that's the secret of love.
Lower your expectations, folks.
You have to have, I don't mean it in that way. I don't mean it. I'm going to get such shit.
Jazz, we love you.
She'll be like, so you lowered your expectations being with me? And that is not true at all.
No.
I think it's more just you have to love someone for all of the things they are.
Yeah.
All of the things. And it's fun. It's like, and you don't want them to be like you, because that would be fucking awful.
God, there's enough of me in this room.
Yes.
Nikki, do you have any friends or loved ones who are making things that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got a friend, Stephanie. She's got this podcast thing that
you don't listen to.
Wow. I don't know. God, that's really put me on the spot.
Well, that's what this cast is all about.
No, I mean, not really. I'm not a millennial.
Okay. Well, Nick, thank you so much for your time today. I'm just so enamored by you, and I just feel so grateful to call you one of my people.
Oh, and I'm grateful to call you a friend.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. No, it's really fun to be in this. I think it's fantastic. And I think that a lot of the people you've talked to are great, really interesting people. And it's nice to get to know people in a fun, relaxed, sparkly kind of way.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my friends I haven't seen in a while said they feel like they've seen me because they've listened to the podcast.
Well, it's nice seeing you just be you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good being me.
I think it's really nice. So good luck. And
anything else? Any parting words?
Yeah, don't get COVID. That'll be a drag to get it right at the end.
Total drag. All right. Bye, Nikki.
Bye.